Togo. And then the ruling party sweeping the elections. You see, I think the deep question we have to be asking ourselves is, what type of democracy do we really want in Africa? In Ghana here, we think we have a democracy. But the actions of our current president tells us completely that this is not a democracy. The Western-style democracy is not working for Africa.
True.
I can tell you in all certainty that the average Togolese person is a happier person than a Ghanaian.
I will not dispute that.
The average Togolese person is a more happy person than a Ghanaian. Why is it so? Despite the seeming high levels of poverty and underdevelopment in Togo, they are happier than we are. So what sort of democracy? Are we a beacon of democracy for anybody to emulate? You see, when you have a democracy where a president goes to a place and he's telling chiefs to rise up and greet him, is that a democracy? To what extent is that better than a Togolese autocratic leader who has embedded himself and cannot be removed even by the ballot box? And so those are the issues. We claim to have a democracy, beacon of hope for Africa. And we see a president who is carrying his chair all over the place as if he was something we don't know. Carrying his chair. Is that democracy? Even chiefs don't do that. The stool is at home where they sit. But when they go somewhere, they don't carry their chairs. The stools you are supposed to worship, they don't carry it all over. And why is an elected president carrying a chair all over the place? Is that democracy? And so I think that people, elders, philosophers must sit down and think Africa and think the governance that we want to see for Africa. This Western-style democracy has failed, and we only need some president to come and expose the weaknesses of our system. Vote buying. Vote buying all over the place. So somebody is elected, and you say, oh, we went through a democratic system, a corrupt system. There's information that even with this limited registration, some candidates, parliamentary candidates, have been able to arrange in such a way that the machines will be sent to their homes and people register from their homes. And they come out where, for example, in my constituency, there is an area called Bansnaten. In 2016, we had about 140 voters. In 2020, people came from across, when people were bars from the south, it came to about 600. Within 4 years, it came to about 600. Recently, the conflict in Burkina, a lot of people came across. We talked about they were giving them Ghana card. We talked and talked and talked. Still, they have Ghana card now. The registration is starting in that community this morning, as I speak. And by the end of the registration, our people are red-eyed. They are watching seriously. And they have sent a warning that if you do not belong to that community, don't come out. But I know people will still go. And if what we are trying to do, we fail, you will see that the voter population there in that particular box I'm talking about will move to about 1,000 from 140 in 2016. And these are the issues. These are the problems we have. So our democracy, we cannot sit back and think that we are doing well and Togo is doing bad. We have to look. Political scientists have to sit down and carve out something for Ghana, because this democracy is the most. His Excellency Akufo-Addo has exposed the weaknesses of our democracy by his undemocratic practices. And nobody is hearing anybody. If the parliament we have, anything they have can go through. What government wants is what happens. And so this Ghana is not a democracy. Togo is not a democracy. We are all the same. But the important thing is that the average Togolese is a happy person than a Ghanaian.
Well, thank you very much. That's some rather very radical views expressed by Honorable there. I'm sure many would disagree with you in respect of the practices in Togo. I think that, for those of us who are students of politics, it's quite clear that whatever it is that Togo is practicing is clearly not democratic, because the people do not have a say in who leads them. To some extent, I agree with you, because if you have the EC also determining for the people who their leaders should be, that's also questionable as to whether or not democracy. But at least, at the very least, we know that every 4 years we go to the polls, and there are different political parties represented. But let me come to you, Yerebambo Moses Ambeng.
Yes. A very good morning to your cherished viewers. A happy birthday to your wife, my sister, Ama Pratt. You see, this is the good situation. Look, since the country had independence, they've had only 3 presidents. Olympio, who championed independence, then the Yasingbes. Senior Yasingbe and Junior Yasingbe. Only 3. So they have ruled the country, 4 and the father, the late father, for 57 years. Now, a very interesting just a twist. He has amended the constitution severally. Now, in 2025, he was supposed to give his last shot, where you have a 5 years or 6 years mandate, and that is it. Then, interestingly, they come up with some kind of constitutional amendment again, that they are moving away from presidential system to a parliamentary system. Interestingly. And I don't know, there are a lot of loopholes for me in their constitution, because for only parliament to have that power to do that amendment, for me, I thought in the first place was flawed. For example, we Ghanaians having this presidential system of democracy, then all of a sudden we want to change to parliamentary. It will have to take a major referendum for all of us to agree that this is the path we want to take. But in their situation, they just went to parliament, and of course, the Union Party, they have majority in parliament. As at then, they had 87. Now, after the elections, I think they have 100 and something. 108 out of 113. So only 5, which is missing. 5. So this is a landslide, serious victory for them. And automatically, per their new arrangements, the leader of the party that wins majority becomes the head. So now there is no presidential tenure again. So as far as Ford is the leader of the Union, he will continue to be in power forever. That is a challenge being faced. And I believe that, look, I've been saying this when I came here last week. Our West African leaders are watching, and they are all silent. Let something happen in Togo right now, then they will start making noise. But meanwhile, when we were going through this process of trying to do this kind of amendment, where were they? And we have ECOWAS Parliament, and we have a lot of arms under ECOWAS. They couldn't even raise a red flag. In fact, it's so surprising. I believe Togo is one country that needs serious liberation. But, Senior, I will agree with you to the extent that, yes, despite all these challenges, the people are still happier than us. Because I've been telling people, I've been going to Lome. When you have Mifran, which is 1,000, which is equivalent to 22 cities in Ghana here. Kwame, if you use it well, you can eat lunch and supper, even breakfast, if you manage it well. 22 Ghana cedis for the whole day. So standard of living in Togo is far better than our dear country Ghana here. Despite all these challenges, you see, so we have a major problem at our hands now. Yes, democracy. It has its negative. As we've all seen, whether or not that is the best system for us to practice within this sub-region is something we should all take a very great look at. Look, in a Ghanaian situation, as I'm saying, look, hey, now if you don't have the dough, don't venture into the game politics. You will not make it, Kwame. With all your brilliant ideas, you will fail. Within your own party, they'll vote against you.
But I disagree with you.
Oh, well, you can't. We are in the game. We are telling you.
Yesterday we
we are telling you.
No. Yesterday we launched our movement on Pan-African television.
Okay.
Called the Progressive Forces.
Okay.
The Progressive Forces. It's you can be in NDC, NPP, PQY.
Okay.
You have to change the narrative.
Good.
And I can assure you the number of messages I had yesterday from across the country.
Okay.
People who are willing to even provide funds for us to do this. So, so it is possible.
It is possible.
It's possible.
It's a good beginning.
I'm not somebody who wants to use it to launder money. No.
I agree with you. It's a good step.
So
it's a good step.
So for those of you who are I've sent you Blessed Headman Alomaso's number. Reach out to him.
But is he the coordinator?
Yeah, he's a coordinator.
That's right.
He's a coordinator.
Okay.
In fact, you have to be a member.
Oh, why not? I'm a progressive person. Why not?
Progressive forces.
Because I feel that we need a serious reorientation.
Yeah.
Because the thinking of the ordinary Ghanaian towards politics is a different ball game altogether. It will surprise you. Go to the tertiary institution, go and engage them. They'll tell you, well, why did you join test chat or team? They'll give you a reason why you baffle that. So this is a level 300 student. Yeah. Their mindset is that, look, when I finish, they can get me somewhere. Test chat team, they will try to face me somewhere good after my national service. That is why they are in there. And that they also want to climb through the ladder and also be rich. These are the reasons they will give you. None of them. Look, if you interview about 10 of them, maybe you will not even get one who's going to tell you a main reason, maybe ideological, as Kwesi Pratt and co were doing those things. No. Surprisingly now, it is not so. It's a better and better issue to them. For them, politics is not about service. It's about enriching yourself. So if your orientation at the tertiary level is this way, then we are doomed. So we need a serious reorientation of how the system works and how we Ghanaians can handle a democracy. If not, there's a lot of disaster ahead of us, because even now, as I'm telling you, within party primaries, and I'll not even spend my own party convention, People's Party, which is supposed to be an ideologically based party. The influences from these parties, NDC, NPP, is affecting our own delegates too. And they come, no matter the message you give them, they are expecting something from you. And I believe this is a trend all of us, stakeholders within the political arena, to sit down and address. It's a serious issue. And Kwame, and if we're able to do that, I believe we'll have brighter days ahead of us. But the way things are going, where our brothers with the elephants, they are not sitting. They are trying to spend more and more. In fact, I'm so scared this coming elections. But I know the good people of this country, no matter the money power that is going to play out in 2024 elections, the right decisions will have to be made. And for me, I always say, the only right decision is the total rejection of the NDC and the NPP. That is the only solution. And no, don't worry, that is it. We the progressives. We the progressives. Well, so maybe we the progressives will join forces. We the progressives will join forces. We'll join forces and ensure there is a total rejection of the NDC.
Let me tell you how they enjoy their
In fact, they are young and they have about thoughts. They cannot insulate themselves from the problems we are having today. They are part and parcel of it.
They are progressive for you.
We need the progressives. We will join forces.
No, it's not funny. I'm serious.
No, we are joining forces.
Contesting in the 2024 elections.
Kwame, and we are all going to join forces.
See, what Kwame is saying,
yes,
when institutions of state are not able to hold people accountable, we won't go anywhere. In Togo, nobody can steal money in impunity and be walking around. In Ghana, you steal money and you sit in the front row of the church. And the bishop or whoever he is will come and preach and hold your hand and use you as an example of softness.
Of course, I agree.
The law courts will, you know, Kwame Nko will handle you with
Kwame will not do that.
with kid.
Kwame will not do that.
Because they
Kwame as a person will not do that.
Because they know.
Yes.
Kwame as a professional.
No, you are questioning my integrity.
Of course. Now, yes.
I don't take anything to that.
No. Yes.
I don't do that.
No. You won't do that too.
You won't do that.
Yes.
You see, he is pained because we are coming up with the
Progressive. And we are challenging them. Yes. That if we are going to reject the normal way of politics,
progressive forces will reduce the numbers.
Yes.
No. You see, what I'm saying is good that
Yes.
the progressive forces come.
Yes.
It's good. But when you are working against the tide, you cannot achieve. Because any serious matter you bring to be enforced by law
Yeah.
is written away. Because people are not serious. People in authority are not serious in holding people accountable. And when there is lack of accountability, nothing works.
Exactly.
And I'm saying in the case of Togo, you can't steal money and people will go and say that
Even in the
you
case
haven't
of Togo,
stolen.
you can still, if you are in the good books of 4.
That's
No.
the point.
Yeah, that is the reality.
Yeah. But
See,
when
that is the reality.
you'll be caught and dealt with.
No, but if you're in the good books of 4, you have your way out.
No.
That is
No.
reality.
Do you have examples?
You
Can
see, in Togo, what I have realized,
Yes.
and the only danger I sense for them the most is that it's a kind of a tribal thing they are doing there.
Yeah.
You realize that the Kabili, which is the northern tribe,
The mid-belt.
like, so they are in power. 4 is for it's a Kabili.
Yeah.
Now you realize that all the military heads they are all from the same place.
Yeah.
Very loyal to the Yasimbe family.
Yeah.
All the heads of strategic institutions, they are all from one tribe.
Yeah.
And the other tribe, which are mostly the southern tribes, they are like, hey, what is happening? Why are we sitting down?
And that is different from Ghana?
No, well, I understand. But for there, it is so entrenched.
Yes, it's entirely because
You in Togo, when I go to Togo, and maybe we are in a car, you don't even, they are very strict with their laws, as they're saying.
Yeah.
Even this nose man, you don't put it on, they will try to arrest you. When they arrest you, I was working with a guy, he is a Kabili. So they arrested him, so don't worry. He started speaking the language.
Yeah.
We are gone.
Yeah.
On another day, I was not with him. I had to drop something.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to drop something. Yeah. So he was like, oh, okay, so this is it. So it's a kind of tribal thing going there, which is so entrenched. So my fear is
because
that
they had 50-something years.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And they have been in control of the state's apparatus. So
Our
if
government-
you are from outside the Caribbean,
Yeah.
you go still, and you're not in a good books.
Yeah. Our government has been in place for how many
But if you're in your
years?
good
7
books-
years?
If you're in your good books.
Have you
see that
ever seen
have your way out.
recruitment? Have you ever seen recruitment?
Let him. He's on the floor. He's on
Remember
the
I was taking
floor.
my time. Well,
So,
because
no,
we
go
brought
on.
the progressives in, he has to counter about what
No, because you see, the young people of this
Yeah,
country,
yes,
they need some hope,
Yeah.
and they can only find that in people they can identify with.
Yeah.
Do you understand
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Yes. So if
I
the
agree with
progressives are able to take control, every Ghanaian will play an important role in that. Yeah.
And that's
so
where we are going.
That's where we are going.
So you have to call the young people who have joined government and have made
Of course,
money
we are making calls to everybody.
explain to the people
We are making
how
calls
they
to-
made.
even including the young people in your party.
In your
just
party.
make money.
I agree with you.
Exactly.
No,
So
no,
that is the
no,
work of the
yes.
progressive force. We will
So,
expose
yeah,
you
no,
people,
no,
and then we will
that's
give the
what we
Ghanaian
want.
youth a
Yes.
reason to vote for the progressive,
Precisely.
the progressive
Because a lot
forces.
of youth that was also empowering the NDC, they had a lot of money.
Let me come to Eboba.
I mean,
So we have
what
to
I'm
find
saying
a
is
way.
that
Yes, Ebola
unless
plan-
such
Kwame.
people are questioned,
Honorable.
you cannot hear espouse talk about
I
the
agree
young
with you.
people as if
That is
they
why
are
we
all
are
we're all
making a
angels.
passionate appeal to everybody.
Honorable.
That's the sites.
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you.
Besides.
Ebo Bakwan.
Yeah.
I mean, at the mention of progressive forces, all the political parties are bound.
You are the anti-bad.
Kwame, I think.
But you will you join the progressive forces?
Kwame, what is happening? Okay, let me first and
You are part
foremost
of the movement for change.
greet
But let me
your
tell you,
respected.
Solo
Your
OWUSU
respected
is a proud member of progressive forces.
Oh, nice. That's good.
In fact, he's a PRO.
Kwame, as I said, first and foremost, let me
And then lawyer
greet
Piadapa is
you.
our campaign strategist. Proceed.
You are the yellow
Yunimambo, is he part of Yunimambo is our organizer.
Yes. So then you also join.
You will join.
Well,
You be our financier.
I said, let me greet your respected viewers and also greet Mr. Lanchamanton and our
I
wife.
greet the progressive forces too.
And greet you and your forces, your progressive forces, this morning.
Which will be joining soon.
And also say a very big one. Happy birthday to your wife, Mrs. Ama DANSO.
OWUSU DANSO, yes.
Yeah, OWUSU DANSO. Let me make it short.
My surname is OWUSU DANSO.
Okay, Mrs. Ama OWUSU DANSO.
That's right.
Ama Pratt OWUSU DANSO.
Okay,
Ama Pratt.
Mrs. Ama Pratt OWUSU DANSO.
That's right.
I got it right?
You need to join the progressive.
May the good Lord,
So your
may the
very
good Lord continue.
That's
May the good Lord continue to bless you and expand your territory.
That's
Kwame,
right.
Yes, sir.
you see, what is happening in Togo is a clear case of state capture. I mean, beyond control. For one family to have governed one country for 57 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's highly unthinkable. Highly unthinkable. And it looks as if, from what my brother said, now that they've transited from presidential to parliamentary system, and in the parliamentary system, the leader of the party becomes the prime minister. Then it's like it's not the live president or live prime minister, whatever, of the country. It's quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate. And I've said that democracy in Africa has become chameleonic. Let me put it right, because democracy, as it is practiced in the West, in the Western world, it's quite different. If our leaders were to be practicing our democracy the same way the Westerners are practicing, we would have been better off. Because if you go to US, the system works. If you go to UK, the system works. In our case, democracy in Ivory Coast is different from democracy in Ghana. Democracy in Ghana is different from democracy in Togo. So it means we have got it wrong. We are not practicing the Western type of democracy. We are practicing our own type of democracy depending on how it suits us. That is why if you go to Togo, what is happening can never be said to be democracy. Because democracy, one cardinal principle or feature of democracy is the representation of the people's, if you like, the people's will. But what is happening is the will of the Yasingbes that is governing the country. So, as I've always said, the true meaning of democracy, as we learned when we were growing up, when we were in secondary school, by Abraham Lincoln, that democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I mean, if you look at Africa, and you juxtapose what is happening in every country, you juxtapose it with the definition I just mentioned, realize that we are not practicing democracy at all. And so it is important that African leaders begin to, condemn some of these things. Because in Ivory Coast too, Constitution was amended. When their term, I'm glad, if for nothing at all, the fact that in Ghana we've all come to accept that every 4 years you're going to have an election, and you have maximum of 8 years. I mean, that alone for me is quite significant. Yeah. So as for Togo, Kwame, you've been talking about it. There's nothing we can do about it. So I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to say anything about it.
Let me read a few messages and then we'll move on to discuss the other issues here on Pan-African Show. Let me remind you that we are streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Pan-African Television. So for those of you who may want to send us a message, you can equally send it via Facebook. Pedroa Maldina Cruz says the show is live inside Indianapolis, Kumasi, Tanaso, Kesbin Junction. The main location. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Peter Soa says, good morning to you, KOD, and good morning to your panelists. Congrats for the good work you are doing. I am enthused by the announcement of the progressive forces. May I get blessings contact? I must be registered to be a member. Fantastic. You see, sometimes you may think that, oh, it's funny, it's funny. You will see. Good morning. Good morning.
We are going to have a very interesting election.
Good morning.
Oh, very, very
Kwame.
interested.
This is
Very,
John
very
texting
interested.
from Binduri in the Upper East region. Tell my uncle, Honorable Dr. Kuga Gnablem, that we, the people, are proud of him, and he should keep on the good work. He should keep on doing the good work that he's doing for Binduri and Ghana at large. Now, let me come to the next story.
Registration or what?
Yeah, because we need to discuss progressive forces.
Presidential candidate.
Oh yes, it's not perfect.
I am.
Not perfect. Yes. Somebody who resonates with the youth.
Kwame, I've been with you for a long time. You've never told me this. I'm just hearing it for the first time.
When Jesus
It
is
was a
coming,
divine revelation. A divine revelation.
when Jesus is coming,
Yes.
You will never know.
you will never know. That's it. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. The rapture, you'll be raptured.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Yes. So, I don't know. I feel it in me. You know, sometimes people will say you're joking. You will see. We'll see.
We'll see.
The progressive forces will try.
Right. 2024.
Who will contest?
Ghana bear them.
I know we'll beat Alan Cash. I know we'll beat.
You know, for we.
You don't believe it.
No, it's possible. Alan Cash. You know what I'm talking.
You know we'll beat. Hold on.
Maybe the butterfly doesn't last.
You know there's a political party called PMP. They've created
No, but that
PMP
one-
out of PNC. Hold on.
In fact.
So you know that in fact, even Audu Ishak, I have to go and co-opt him.
For the
So,
PNC.
From PNC to Progressive Forces, PF.
No, but
Now-
even okay, will you
Now,
go?
now what we'll do is that, okay, we'll beat Alan. We'll beat Nana Bediako. Cheddar. We'll beat PMP.
That's
We'll
right.
beat CP.
No, wait, hold there.
Wait.
Hold on there. You know, the CDP is open for progressive alliances. So I was thinking that
You say-
we know we the CDP stresses, but we'll have to form alliance with some progressive forces like your force.
Yes.
So it's like a teamwork.
So I'm leading the party.
So, but that one we'll leave it for further deliberation.
So I am no, because you see the progressive forces. The
So
progressive
it can be an
forces.
amalgamation of
It's
other parties.
exactly. But that's what I'm saying, that we are
Then
contesting.
maybe we'll agree with the red cockroach being the representation.
No. That's what gonna happen. The progressive forces. No, you see, we are taking this.
No, but we are thinking through it.
But we'll see.
Kwame, this can be,
A form of rapture.
it can be the game changer.
I'm telling you. A best form of rapture. No?
Yes.
You see, when we are sitting here laughing, then the results can say, "Hey, what said it to?" You
I
see.
know you remember me in your kingdom. So
And he says Solo is Oh, okay. And then it means
Yes.
Afafanto is like majority shareholder.
No, but the concept of the Afro-Franto and the concept of the current CPP and all the other small political, it's not that bad, right? Because the recent alliance with Abu Sakara, it's not bad. But what I'm saying is that you guys are old. That's a fact. Alan Cash is old.
No, but what
Hold on.
what is wrong with someone being old?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with that. So what I will do?
Council of Elders. Council of Elders.
Exactly. Just to the way I took my seat.
The biggest economy in Ghana is being run by an old man.
Yes, an old man who has surrounded himself with sensible people.
So a young man can surround himself with.
No.
People who are not sensible.
No, hold on.
And old man can. What I'm saying is that Kwame, don't.
You are comparing different democracies. Hold on. You are comparing different democracies. One democracy is over 200 years. Your democracies are old. Ghana is 60-something years. Let me tell you something. You see, hold on.
Kwame, I will know.
You see, what you are failing to understand is that I have everything to lose because I'm a young man and I still live in this country.
Yeah.
My children are young, so I have everything to lose. Alan Cash, but
Alan has got children too.
Yeah, they are all old.
No, they are not old. You are older than his children.
But at least they are not in their 20s.
Are they?
Are they in their 20s?
I don't understand why You want to use age that if somebody's old, the person that cannot.
For me,
you have more sensible.
The clearest
old people
example is Ghana, where an old man has destroyed our country.
Fantastic.
And so, are we going to try?
Pastor Thomas was he an old man?
He wasn't. He was relatively young.
He was.
Was young.
No, at that time,
Relatively.
yes. At that time,
Relatively. He wasn't 70. He wasn't 70. So now we are going to put the
But he
60 and above. No, you can't say that.
Nigeria is also a
No. He's a young man. Jen is a young man.
We should bring the cap to 50 or 55.
55. Cut anybody off.
That says, oh, Jen is a young man.
He has demonstrated that. He thinks well, he talks well.
Now Jen is 60 something, right?
I mean, just early 60s.
So then we are bringing the cap to even 55.
All right. The good thing is that we are getting a lot of support.
Oh, good.
And you will be surprised. Progressive forces, A by A. Nearly 1,000 Societe Generale. No, actually, let's do this one. Lives of Ghanaians have improved compared to Mohammed Sarah Baumia.
Why are you laughing?
You see why the progressive forces is needed?
I said, no.
We have to force these people to speak the truth. Ebo, let me start with you on this one.
Kwame, later, this one, I won't waste much time on it. You see, Kwame, to be honest with you, our situation in the last 10 years, as I've always been saying, has moved from bad to worse. I mean, things were good.
Sorry, before you continue, there are people who are asking me for the number of Blessed Headman and Loma, so let me just give the number out. Some people want to join the forces. So 0243 526 996. 0243 526 996. That's the number of Blessed Headman Alomaso, who is the coordinator of the progressive forces. Please.
Yeah, Kwame, you, like, before even I get to where I started off, you see, I don't know whether, and who made that statement?
Baumia.
I don't know whether that man lives in Ghana or he lives elsewhere. Yeah, because, I mean, for him to say this clearly shows that he's out of touch. I mean, he's not in tune with the reality. I mean, if you look at what is happening, if you look at the issue of the business and household in terms of cost of living and cost of doing business in relation to standard of living, you realize that this country is worse off. I mean, that's why I said our situation has only moved from bad to worse. I mean, after President Kufuor, Professor Thomas did well. The economy, oil economy was doing well. Then the economy was handed to Mr. Mahama. He took the economy to the IMF, for which we rejected him badly. Then MPP took over. The situation has only moved from bad to worse in the last 10 years. So you can't tell me the situation is better than when Mr. Mahama was in charge. I mean, look at every indicator that can be used to determine standard of living, and you come to the conclusion that the situation is worse off. We are worse off. And so for him to say that it is rather the opposite, it's baffling. It's quite baffling. And you see, it looks as if they don't take us serious. They take us for granted. They think they can say whatever they want to say, and people will have to swallow them hook, line, and sinker. Because how can anybody in his right senses accept this, that the situation we are in is better than it used to be? It doesn't make sense, because if you look at how people are suffering to make ends meet, how people are suffering to pay their electricity bills, transportation costs, everything, taxes, everything has moved from bad to worse in the last 10 years. Now, businesses cannot breathe well in Ghana today because cost of doing business, the macroeconomic environment. As we speak, the city is 14.5% or so. I mean, $1 is equal to 14.5 cedis. Look at interest rates. I mean, over 30% interest rate. How can any businessman go and borrow a loan of over 13% interest rate and use it to make to do business and make profit? I mean, if he's going to make profit, then you have to cut corners. You have to produce inferior commodities, which means he cannot even be competitive on the international market. Because we were talking about Togo. Go to Togo, and in spite of the fact that their democracy is somehow not the kind of democracy we would want. If you go to Togo, cost of doing business relatively cheaper. Their interest rate is better than us. Their inflation rate is better than us. I mean, if you have a country where your inflation is now hovering around 25%, and your interest rate is over 30%, and your cedi is depreciating, and the fear, you see, my worry is that what is happening, the cedi, I mean, unless you don't understand economics, the cedi is going to depreciate further. I mean, they've lost control. There's nothing they can do about it. And so the situation is going to get worse even as you approach 2024 elections, because you know, election year, what happens? Inflation is going to go up because they're going to spend more and all that. So I don't understand where that man is coming from. You see, to be honest with you, and you see, it is not what he says, who is saying what. Because this is a man, whatever he has touched has never been successful. You know, last time I mentioned, he brought the NAPCO thing. I mean, he claims to be an economist. Yet, you know, NAPCO is no productive investment. You had over 3 billion Ghana cedis to spend. Then you also had 400 million Ghana cedis to spend. You chose to spend the 3 billion Ghana cedis on NAPCO and only 400 million on 1D1F, which is the productive sector, which can help you to increase your production in terms of your industrial output and export more, also to reduce your import. You didn't do that. You put the money where the money will go and it will never come back. And you said at a point in time, he was christened as a genius. Why? Because he brought something called gold for oil. All over the place. They did flyers. Genius. He has brought something that is going to change the narrative. Here we are, price of oil, petrol growing up, the cedi depreciating. I mean, at the point in time, he was the one championing the National Cathedral. He was the one meeting all the churches around the country. He was the one championing National Cathedral. When National Cathedral started falling apart, then he ran away from it. So whatever he has touched, I mean, as head of economic management, clearly he has failed. Now, he is now usurping OWUSU's achievement, digitalization. I mean, let me tell you, digitalization, any country that want to digitalize will digitalize, because it is not something that you ingeniously or you create it yourself. It's a wave that is that has broken. So everybody joins it and it moves with you. So you have money, you can invest, because you don't manufacture or you don't create the whatever. So if you can invest there, but as an economist, you were brought in. We were told when you were being introduced to Ghanaians for the first time, because we didn't know you as a politician. We were told you are one of the reasons why Nana said he brought you was for you to come and help us solve the economic problem we were having at the time, particularly with the exchange rate issue. And so if, for nothing at all, I've always said this, if you can pardon him for all the lies and all the unfulfilled promises, if there's one reason why Ghanaians must go to the polls and reject MPP and Bawumia so forcefully, it should be on the back of issue of the exchange rate. Because, you know, he described the $1 to 4 cedis as Medonyame exchange rate. You remember that? So we can conveniently, and rightly so, also describe this as Mfasti and Mami exchange rate. Mfasti and Mami exchange rate. Because if you thought 1 to 4 was that bad, and that it should be described as Medonyame, then what apart from Mfasti and Mami exchange rate, what else can you describe? So for me, he shouldn't be the one to be saying that the situation is better off. We are better off than when Mr. Mahama was there. I mean, clearly, he's not in tune with what is happening. He's out of touch. He doesn't know. Probably, of course, I've always said this. if you find yourself within the circles of these people, and some people are talking about hardships, you wonder, because within that circle, there's nothing like hardship. There's nothing economic hardship. I mean, it's not, it doesn't affect them at all. So when they speak and they say all is well, you see, my worry is those, the MPP people. If you are listening to me, some of you are even polling station executives. Since the party came to power, you have not even gotten any job to do. I met one MPP officer who resigned recently in Tamale. It was their communication something. Do you know why he said he resigned? He said they will always ask me to go and defend the party, that the party has created jobs. Meanwhile, even me, I'm not working. Even me, I'm not working. Yet every day I should go and defend the party is creating jobs. You are a party executive, maybe polling station executive. Since the party came to power, you've not gotten anything from the party. Yet when inflation goes up, it affects you. When exchange rate depreciates, when the cedi depreciates, it affects you. When, because of the high interest rate, it affects you because it affects cost of goods and services. So begin to think as a Ghanaian and come to accept the fact that this government has failed woefully, and therefore the best thing for us to do is to change this government. And I'm saying that's why I agree with you on that score. But as for change, we need a change. But as to how the change is going to come, that's why I believe that where we've gotten to, it will be better off with a government of national unity than to allow this NDC MPP to be playing their political game with us. And I mean, I believe that, you see, if you have a government of national unity, KWAME, you can tap your best brains and minds.
Absolutely.
You can ensure equitable distribution of your worth. I mean, this morning I was discussing something with a doctor. The fact that he lost his seat because when MPP was in power, he happened to be opposition MP. So even his common fund, he found it difficult to get his common fund to do one or two projects in his constituency. You see, when you begin to neglect people on the basis of the fact that they are opposition, the question is, those in the constituency, I don't know taxpayers, I don't know Ghanaians, why should we allow this? You see, what you are practicing is 8 years. We've been practicing 8 years state capture. Every 8 years, one party captures the state, all contracts for themselves, all scholarships for themselves, all recruitment and employment for themselves. Another one comes, the same thing. And I'm saying that we can't continue to do that, KWAME, and have different results. That is why some of us are advocating for a government of national unity. That is why I believe that I stepped out of MPP. And see, some of us, when I speak, I said, some of us have to be respected. We are not stooges. I was born a Ghanaian. I joined MPP in 92. I'm older than MPP. I don't have to submit my conscience to, MPP. My conscience to be above MPP. And that is why some of us believe that where we've gotten to, a government of national unity is what we need.
And therefore, the progressive forces. let me come to the I'll give you the last bite on this matter.
It's interesting.
And therefore, the progressive forces. You couldn't have analyzed the matter any better.
That's right.
Because the progressive forces, we are not aligned. Alan flows from the MPP.
Precisely.
Progressive forces.
KWAME, the government of national unity will be spearheaded by the Afafanto movement. No. With your support, the support of CPP and others.
No. The youth will be upset with me if I join
They don't want anybody.
The youth, you see, the people who sell dog chains on the streets of Accra, the people who sell pure water, the people who clean our windscreens, those people, they need somebody to lead them. And I am the person representing them. Because I'm on the ground.
It's an amalgamation of all interests.
Yeah, so when we get there, we will then realize who's going to lead. We are not going to join the CPP, that one.
No.
If the CPP intends to join us,
see a new Ghana.
Yes.
So we are also major stakeholders.
Yes.
So when we get to the round table, we will then know what kind of representation will represent the whole amalgamation.
How do you run a country where policies are only designed for people who have been to school?
No, it's not that.
Some people. It's not true. It's true. No fault of theirs. That's why they didn't go to school.
It's true.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me
join us.
Your leader is already tainted, but we cannot insulate him from this.
Alan is not tainted.
And the leader is
tainted.
He's tainted.
And it's tired. It's tired.
Alan is not tainted.
He should just
Alan has got fantastic.
Okay, can I answer a question?
Ask me any question.
Why did Alan leave the MPP?
Of course. You see,
you don't talk plenty.
Why did
Alan leave?
I'm coming. Yesterday I was talking to somebody. I said in 1992 when I joined MPP. If MPP were to be like today's MPP, there was no way I would have joined.
So, Alan left the question. Alan left the MPP because of what? Because before the primaries, he was MPP.
That's it. He has been a cabinet
After
minister for 7 years.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why people take decision.
What was his reason? Was it not selfishness?
It's not selfishness.
Selfishness.
That he couldn't see this in the first 2
Selfishness.
years. Being a minister?
Kwame. Kwame defines selfishness in this sense. It defines selfishness because I won't let this pass without me responding. That Alan left because of selfishness.
Yes. Selfishness is when you pursue your personal interests.
Ahead of what?
Ahead of the interests of the collective.
You see, selfishness is when you think of political parties more than the country. That's my definition. Mr. Alan Chamatin is looking beyond the political party. If it is for political party,
he wouldn't have looked beyond the political party if he was elected as a flag bearer of the
That's what I won't let it that pass.
Okay.
You see, the point I'm making is that if you read Alan's reason why he left the party, that he joined the party based on the values and principles of the party. Those principles are not prevailing. Alan had the ambition to become president a long time.
Yes.
He was pursuing the ambition. He realized that this environment is not the kind of environment I should stay to pursue that. And the Ghana Constitution allows that if you have presidential ambition, either you are sponsored by a political party or you go as independent. So if he chooses to go as independent, what is selfishness in this?
Selfishness is when the party decides not to allow you run as their flag bearer.
And individual's life should be tied to a political party to the extent that
nobody saying that.
In the event that he was elected to
we are talking about what did not happen. You are talking about what did not happen.
No,
you are talking about what happened, not what did not happen.
Even if you won the first round,
I'm saying that you are talking about what. No, I'm saying that you are talking about what did not happen.
if he had an appreciable number of votes,
I'm saying, with the greatest of respect,
yes,
to Mr. Ebo Bachman,
yes,
who, by the way, is very knowledgeable and intelligent, and I can understand why he wants to defend Mr. Alan Kojo Chemanten.
Because he's a unique person. He's a unique person.
Undoubtedly, Alan is one of the people that I really revere and respect. And all my friends will tell you that I even said that if he was pitched against Mahama, it was going to be a serious competition. Because they have the same personalities, Mr. Nice Guy and all of that, right? So I, in fact, I'm not the only person who holds that view, right? But what I'm saying is that prior to him resigning as a minister and contesting, as the flag bearer of the party, did he not see the party for what it is? For which reason he left?
Kwame,
so if he had not resigned, hold on. If he had not resigned,
Kwame, I just told you.
If he had not resigned,
this MPP, I joined MPP in 92, and I told you that. You asked me why I left the MPP.
No.
And I'm saying that this is not the same reason, Mr. Alancham. For the same reason, Mr. Alancham left.
Kwame, let me just make this point. The first time I shook hands with Alan Chimante,
he was MPP.
No, was in Nairobi 2014. Oh, okay. Went there for a meeting. He came around here that there were some Ghanaians who, also came, not under their umbrella, but a different umbrella. He came, shook hands. We liked him, gentleman. Alan Chimante lost the chance to be any serious leader of this country when he did not resign at the time of the scandalous cash for seats.
Oh no!
Let me tell you.
No. What scandalous? Has he been implicated or has he been? No. So please, no.
Straight. Let me tell you.
We need to clear certain things before you move forward. I'm not sitting down for this.
I can't waste my time.
You were the minister of trade.
Has never been
accused.
There
were investors who had come into the country, and they tell the investors, if you want to be close to the president, this is how much you pay.
Who said so? Who said so?
So, are you the stranger in Jerusalem?
No, I said who said so?
Are you the stranger in Jerusalem?
Yes.
So, what did Alan say?
And I'm saying that there has been investigation. Even there was a parliamentary committee on this issue.
Yes.
And did anybody?
So who was fingering?
Yes. So did
you read the report?
No, did anybody finger Mr. Alan Chamatin as the one who did it?
Mr.
Check his record. Check the man's record. Check his record.
let me come to you.
Throughout his career,
I am still maintaining
very impeccable
if Alan Chemantin had won the first round of the NDC MPP they call it something super delegate.
Yes.
If Alan Chemantin had won,
yes,
he would have stayed in
of
the
course
party.
he would have.
There are a lot of things I can't tell you on air. There are a lot of things I cannot tell you on air.
When he was
I'm saying that there are a lot of things I cannot tell you.
Then don't bring the issue up, because if you bring it up, we will push you to say
Then you can bring it up.
Yeah, you see, Kwame, you see,
bring all the issues here.
let me tell you, I've told Alan personally,
yes,
that it is good he left. If Alan had won as a candidate of the party, they would have sabotaged him to lose election woefully. Because you see, the seat, let me tell you what happened in MPP. Nanado, they know Alhaji Bawumia will not get anywhere. You see, they don't want to get out, they still want to be on the seat to control the party. So if Alan comes, then there will be a shift. So let's put this guy there. He will lose, we'll come back and take our seat.
Come back in what form again? I don't understand.
I'm talking about the party, leadership of the party.
Okay.
So they will come and take the control of the party again. I'm saying that it is Alan is better off stepping out.
Yeah, but he should have stepped out a long time.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to say.
But you see, that's the point I'm making.
7 years.
But progressive
But
forces,
there's
we are
always
not
a
alike.
time.
We have never been alike. We are not alike. We don't want anybody to because you see,
It's sacred.
because you remember Moses Zambin.
Yes.
Let's be truthful to the facts and to history.
Yes.
When Mr. Alan Kojo Chemantin was introduced to the MPP by former President John Ajekum Kufuor.
No, he was not introduced. No. Come me. This one too. No,
Let me rephrase. When he was supported by John Ajekum Kufuor for the purposes of winning the flag bearership race of the NPP, at the time,
That's right.
Alan Kojo Chemantin did not see the need to exit the party.
No, the party was better.
Because
the party was better. The party was better.
He was a
No. It wasn't a darling boy.
He was a darling boy.
That time, nobody will beat you up. Nobody will beat you up for supporting somebody in the party.
What are you talking
the party
about?
changed. No, come you see, you were outside. Let me tell you, Kwame, I've told you my personal experience in the party.
But then he was a darling boy. You agree to the fact.
No, I've told you my personal experience.
By then he was a darling boy.
No, he wasn't a darling boy. He wasn't a darling boy.
It was a likeable candidate.
If President Kufuor had supported Alan, the way I'm coming, if President Kufuor had supported him.
My boy, you know this.
Oh, I'm telling you. But I'm an insider. So
I'm really surprised you're saying this. As an insider.
You know that.
listen, and he didn't allow me to finish my sentence. If Kufuor had supported him like the way Nanado supported
the second round,
Bawumia, things would have been
For
different.
Kufuor support is, I don't think that we should.
This time people were saying that Kufuor was supporting Bawumia.
Yes.
So where is he?
Yes, that's the point.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So the party Nagasano, you have issues.
Oh, you can't imagine
If you join Afrobanto, then you'll be joining as the flag bearer of Afrobanto. then Alan will be an advisor to remove it.
Oh,
Let me come to you.
Yes. That the Ghanaian situation is now better than it used to be. It can never be true. Now, in my short life on this earth and in this country called Ghana, I've realized that, look, in the 90s, I was if that I'm not getting the facts right. Things were better off. If you could all reflect, things such as stability of prices, it was far better. Then we came to the 2000s. It became a little bit harder, but at least relatively things were stable. So what the trend I'm seeing is that, look, as we are progressing, we are getting worse.
Yeah, that is it.
So that is where in 2008, as a young person, I made my decision to join the CPP. Because I realized that, so what is it? That at every given time, the situation is always getting worse. So actually, these leaders, they are actually not doing anything. We have been celebrating mediocrity in this country. I'm telling you. They will build 6 unit classroom blocks and making noise all over. Build hospitals. No! The standard of living of Ghanaians is getting worse as the years go by. What is happening? It means that there are fundamental issues that we are failing to address. And one of such sacred issues for me is about common bread and butter issue like food. how Ghanaians cannot feed 3 times a day. I don't get it. We are blessed with such fertile lands. From north to south, people should remember the northern Ghana, upper east, upper west, our soils are even better than that of Burkina and Niger. Look at this. And we have what it takes to plant all year round. So for me, this food inflation, and I tell you, one of the issues or one of the indicators that takes or draw a lot of money from Ghanaians is food.
Food, yeah.
Over 60-70%. Meanwhile, it should have been one of the cheapest commodities that Ghanaians should not be spending 60% of their income on food. No. But unfortunately, that is what is happening. And I've seen that the trend is getting worse as the years goes by. So you ask, who caused it? That is why for me, since 92, I believe that the NDC and the NPP have been of great disservice to this nation. And nothing can change that. And you have to agree with me. You have to. Because all the indicators show that as we are progressing as a nation, we are getting worse. Now, we have a situation where in the 50s and 60s, we tried to industrialize. When you read all the authorities on the economy of Ghana, they will tell you that the structure of the Ghanaian economy has never shifted right or upwards unless in the 50s and the 60s. So Osajefo was able to see this dream in 1950s and 60s. So fast forward 1992, moving forward. Our political leaders in the NPP and the NDC, they don't see the need for industrialization. I don't get it. But I mean, everybody knows that without industrialization, there is no way. There's no way you can compete globally. You can't. Your currency cannot survive it. The competition, you can't. So I'm surprised that all these years, we'll be sitting now and looking at industrialization as rocket science. We've not been able to industrialize this country. We don't add value. Still an agrarian economy in 2024. Agrarian. So fundamentally, we have a challenge. But for the NPP, I believe all the promises they made to Ghanaians in 2016, a lot of people had a lot of hope that, Charlie, Nana Akufo-Addo will turn things around. I don't know how that became, that people all of a sudden, from all the political divide, people even believe that, what Nana Bawumia is saying, Charlie, let's give it a try. There might be something. Some magic wand this Bawumia guy is holding. Let's give it a try. And we did. Look at the margins they won by. Look at the margins. More than 1 million votes. 8 years or 7 years down the line. What is our reality? What is our reality? We are worse off. We are worse off. So somebody will then ask, will it be prudent to repeat such a government? Or will it also be prudent to repeat the umbrella? Because the trend I've showed you since 92, none of them is making the situation better. So that is why we need some kind of revolution, not by the gun or the cutlass, but of the mind.
Progressive.
I agree. I agree with you, Kwame.
KWAME is progressive.
And we in the Convention People's Party, we believe in this, that look, it's about time we chart a new path for Ghana. And in charting that path, all of us, no matter your political leaning, it's about time. You decouple yourself and say that, look, if Osajefo and the people did it in the 50s and 60s, we can do it again. We can really rally behind the red cockerel with the progressive forces to make this happen. Actually, we can. Because if we don't, and after 2024, I'm telling you, my comrades and my brothers here, the situation is not getting any better. The NDC doesn't have a magic wand, neither does the NPP. They don't. To even make the situation even much, yes.
You know, sometimes we criticize the other Francophone countries as being undemocratic.
Yes.
And that power has been in the hands of one
family for a very long time.
But we are also complicit, you know, because we have duopolized our political system to the point where there is not that acceptability of another political party. People just don't want, you see, they don't want to listen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they are also complicit.
That's what I said.
Unfortunately,
it's becoming very strange.
It's another form of capture.
Yeah, because
so we have to rise up against
they can actually even agree on some terms. Charlie, you know,
but they're doing it.
They can chop.
But in Parliament, that is what they are doing.
Allow you chop 8 years. Then Charlie,
but this is arrangement they do behind it. We know it.
Since I became politically aware,
yes.
I've not seen any third force spring up and to make a great impact.
They will not allow you.
NDC.
No.
NPP,
If they see it springing up, they'll
NDC,
find a way to destroy
NPP.
it.
No, but the progressive forces.
That's what I said. So we have to be stronger.
A movement spearheaded.
You see,
by the Ghanaian youth.
that is it. So that is why even we have
must
realized
find our
that
voices.
we have to strengthen our education and ideological.
No, not your movement.
Oh no, but it is true. It's becoming so entrenched.
Are you done? Let
I'm
me
not
come
done.
to honor. Okay,
It's becoming
I'm
so
done.
entrenched that we need to find a way around it.
Charlie.
Because if we don't, I'm telling
Maybe
you,
it may not necessarily be in these elections, but maybe because right now.
but we'll sound a warning.
We'll sound a warning this election.
We'll
Yes.
serve
Because right now we need to rescue the country.
We need to.
So-
Wallahi, we need to rescue this country. Wallahi, we need to rescue this country.
You're smart.
Wallahi, if I have to start crying so that you. Wallahi, we have to
We
rescue
can't
this country.
continue like this.
Wallahi.
We need to rescue this country. But you see, I think that we have to introduce ourselves
Seriously.
and begin to work from now. But I think for now we may not necessarily win.
Oh yeah,
we
but
have
we need to.
We have
yes.
to let the Ghanaian people
They have to
know
feel the impact
that
that
this is the time.
This is it.
For us to have progressive.
And thus, we have to
take
join
the
this.
stage of our political
If you
discourse.
really love Mother Ghana, this is the time to show it.
Yeah.
You cannot like the NDC more than Ghana.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Because our motto is Ghana first.
That's all.
You see, I like the shift, and particularly from my CPP brother. You see, Kwame Nkrumah is beyond a political party. He's a colossus of a political thought. And it is important that we try to move Kwame Nkrumah away from a political party.
But he was a
and
leader of a
infuse-
political party.
Yes, and infuse his ideas. If Alan is talking, you see him
Trying to borrow some Nkrumahism.
Alan's, I mean, it's orientation.
It's good. We don't have a problem.
Alan's orientation has always been like
But do you know that Alan's father has a linkage with the CPP?
You know my problem.
Do you know that?
check all the things Alan has done in his life.
Yes. The cultural centers, and I've forgotten the history,
Kwame
but
Nkrumah created the
Alan's
cultural
father had.
center and appointed
Alan's father.
Alan.
Yes.
So
No, it was.
I think he appointed him to see to the creation of the cultural center.
Alan's father created. No, I just want to just historical just correction. I'm saying that Alan's father created the Kumasi
Center.
No, the cultural center. Nkrumah, I think in the inauguration, Nkrumah was there, and Nkrumah said, "No, this thing that you have done, let's escalate it
and make a reply across the country.
became national.
So he gave him a special task.
Yeah. Okay.
He was working with
Okay, no problem.
Does that show that national cultural institutes are all over the country?
Okay, no problem. Does that make Alan a CPP person?
No.
Nobody has said so. Nobody has said so.
Because of his root of borrowing some of our ideas.
Nobody has said so.
But he has been borrowing some Nkrumahism.
The point I'm trying to say is that Kwame Nkrumah's ideas, his political ideas, are being infused in most
Of
lives
course.
now.
Yes.
And
Even in Asia and other continents.
Yes, and so he is beyond a political party. Kwame Nkrumah came up with the idea of one-party state. Why did he do that? He was thinking ahead of us. He was thinking, and he foresaw
He knew
all
this would happen.
confusion we are seeing now. So when you talk about the duopoly, and you don't go back to the fact that Kwame Nkrumah, who is the light of political thought in Ghana and for that matter Africa, had already envisioned the idea of a party state, said that
For a considerable number of years.
yes, so that when we are stabilized and we go beyond personal greed and want, then we can open up to the Western form of democracy. We
That's
are
what
not
the
talking
Chinese
about.
and other people did.
They
The
are doing.
Malaysians and the
I mean,
Singaporeans.
if you look at Russia, they are almost a one-party state, whether you like it or not, and they are moving.
I just want to understand something. No, I'm not interrupting you. The one-party state, is it the de jure or de facto?
Maybe there are two types.
Yeah, that is why we
In
need
one,
to,
in one, no other parties exist. In other, they
other
exist.
parties, but only one
Party
party.
is very dominant.
Togo.
Togo.
So you can say Togo is an
So I don't know which of them. I've forgotten the
No, it's
disease.
one
Yeah.
party.
The de jure is numerous or the de facto.
No,
No,
the de facto is automatic.
The de jure is the one that is established with law.
Yeah.
And the de facto is the one that happens by virtue of the fact that they control.
True.
Yeah. So the de facto rather is
So what happened was, I mean, for Togo, you know where they came from, and so they also tried to, do a one-party state, but carve it in the way that would suit their environment. I mean, is that good? Is that bad? It is open to debate. Now, coming to that, I just want to establish that we must put Kwame Nkrumah where he deserves to be, and that is seeing his political thoughts as the bedrock for the development of our governance system in Ghana. It will help us.
Yeah.
Now, the issue of Bawumia and what he has said, I don't have much to say because it appears that he is, he shamelessly says things and he has no consciousness to the fact that he is a leader, vying to be president, and anything that comes from his mouth, he jiggles around, and it appears he is toying with Ghanaians. Because when you are talking to people, you talk knowing that they are not brainless. If you are brainless, they are not brainless. And you don't take Ghanaians for granted. Who in Ghana, in his rightful senses, will say that the economy today is better than when Mahama was in power? Who? Whether you were working then or you were not working then, you know the situation has grown from bad, let me use the word bad, to worse. And we have never seen this kind of economy. You say we should look at the exchange rate. We shouldn't bother ourselves looking at other factors. Let's look at the exchange rate. And now we're approaching 15 cedis, for God's sake. 15 cedis. I mean, what sort of economy is this? And you said no more IMF, we are there. And you say we are doing better? So Bawumia, in fact, was it Asikwe says, or who said there were some spirits in Ghana? Something happened. It was Asikwe.
No, it's Alhaji Bama who said demons and principalities.
But before then, somebody had said it earlier that some dwarfs, evil spirits or something has entered somebody. But clearly, I mean,
So you mean he has been possessed?
I tell
demons
you,
and principalities.
Because this was somebody.
So he has been possessed?
Of course, because this was somebody we thought had brains.
Exercising.
This is somebody we thought he had brains, but the man is becoming empty. Let me tell you the issue of digitalization. 1996, Rawlings brought in some people from England. At that time, Dr. Kensego and then Dr. Duvlu, they were in charge of human resources to digitalize our health system. Michael Rigby, Ken Lee, and one McCain, who is now in charge of the Public Health Observatory for Europe. These people came to Ghana. And then they studied the system. So that that was a serious problem of cash and carry. So they wanted to digitalize the system in such a way, and maternal and child health was free and things like that, such that when you press a button in Binduri and you are living in Accra, your data will come
out, yeah.
And they'll know what. 1996, I happened to, later on, we had, the Ministry of Health had a relationship with this university, and some people went to the Center for Health Planning and Management to study.
Wow.
1996. And these three people, they are the people who digitalized the system in England.
Okay.
If you are in Manchester, you are sick, but you were living in Newcastle or something, they press a button and your data comes. 1996, Rawlings brought those people. And the people I have mentioned, Ken Sego and then Dr. Duvlu, they are alive. They are on retirement. Ask them about digitalizing the healthcare system. And then Bawumia just comes
before to start some, if e-governance, is it e-governance?
E-governance,
yeah. And then you just come out and you are just running around talking about what you don't know.
It's not achievement.
What you don't know. And so, I mean, what
manage the economy.
Manage the economy.
Bring inflation
the dollar is running. Helter skelter, bring it back to normal so the Ghanaians can have some relief. Fuel prices, LPG gas, people cannot buy. And then we have gone back cutting trees. Something we decided in the 90s that we won't cut trees again. We will make LPG available to all so that we don't cut trees.
People are burning charcoal all around.
We are cutting trees to burn charcoal. So the least said about Bawumia, the better. I think that he's possessed and he should study his brains very well.
Have to leave for
and if he still has a brain, he should be able to do something better. Let his words respect Ghanaians. Let his words say the reality. The economy is bad, but if I win, I will do something for Ghanaians. Say that. But don't tell Ghanaians that the economy is better than.
Well, thank you.
That's right.
This one says, I'm calling a boy from the Accra district of Tiridin. Bawumia has failed. Bawumia should have said his life has improved now compared to Mohammed's era, because during Mohammed's time, he did not get money to distribute, but today, he has money to distribute 400 cedis to each, to the over 260,000 delegates who voted at their party primaries. He should know that such statements will annoy voters than win their support. Good morning to you, Kwame. My name is Michael Senyo. I think Ghana needs military takeover here.
Make you no go there.
So that we can. I don't think you have experienced it before. I really love this song, Asida. In fact, I'm crashing on him. Keep up, King Paluta. Thank you very much. Even me myself, I love the song. It's a nice song. This one says, Kwame, some of us are fed up. Good morning to you, Kwame. Please, you have not replied to my message. I want to join the progressive forces. Okay. Kwame, some of us are fed up with these two political parties. The CPP to take over is also facing capital and leadership problems. What kind of wahala is this? My name is William from Koforidua. William, I think I put out Bless. I put up Bless Headman Alomaso's number. The WhatsApp number for the forces has been created. The number is 0243-526-996. 0243-526-996. Call Bless Headman Alomaso. Let's put our heads together. And I've also seen that some people said they want to support us raise some funds. Okay, so if you want to support, just call Bless 0243-526-996. Yeah, we're doing this for our mother Ghana. A very good morning to you, Pan African Television, and your wonderful panelists. I'm watching live from NKC, Upper West Region. Bawumia can best be described as the Mr. Bean of Ghana politics. He's living in a different Ghana, not the Ghana we know. He talks as if he's out of his box. The NAPCO and afforestation,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, afforestation guys, they push back home without any employment. Is waiting for them at the polls. Thank you very much. This one simply just said, "Hi Kwame, hello sir." This one says, when two wizards attack you, you give yourself to the one that does not have the energy to destroy you. Which party destroyed the CPP? Question for the gods. The judgment
That's why you see the two
Bawumia is making that Ghana people's lives have improved now more than the time of Mama is a fallacy. He should spare us our ears. Nana Kakari sends this one in from Techiman. Thank you. Good morning, blessed morning to you, KOD. Ghana's current economic state is dire, with many citizens experiencing severe hardships and setbacks every day. The challenges faced today are significantly worse than when the MPP assumed power. Urban dwellers and rural inhabitants alike are struggling, with the cost of goods and services continually soaring. It's crucial for Ghanaians to recognize the detrimental effect of the MPP's policies, selfish governance, and the mess they've caused. Ghanaians must take decisive action to vote out Nana and Bawumia in December 7. Ghana deserves better. Ghana must be saved. J&J must come to rescue us. Seydou John Paul, immediate past SRC president of Tamale Technical University. This one also says, does this driver's mate listen to himself whenever he speaks? How could he be saying that his MPP government has done better than ex-president Mahama and the NDC? And he is clueless, arrogant, and incompetent. MPP government has driven the economy into bankruptcy to the extent that we are unable to service our loans. Asanko from Santa Maria sent in this message. Good morning to KOD and the team. In the scheme of things, as evidenced in the Japade document for the supremacy of Achime Buakwa an Ashanti candidate was not at all welcome to succeed Nana Akufo-Addo as NPP candidate. Please check and be guided by the realities accordingly. Seto, student of political history in Accra. Thank you very much, Seto. So I think we will take time and rather really dissect the Japadia document. I think Ghanaians need to know what is in it. Greetings to KOD and your crew. Great discussion. Time to ditch these two political parties. No hope for us with them. Benin ditched. Hold on. Listen to him. Benin ditched their two main parties and voted for an independent candidate for 2 terms running, and the nation is gradually making progress. We should follow their path.
Which country?
Benin.
Yeah.
Please. So, progressive forces, we are here.
This is where we are.
Sabe Boachi and Asamakes, the limited voter registration is open today for those who are now aged 18 years and above. Fellow Ghanaians, this time, the time has come for you to protect the good policies like free SHS by way of instructing your wards to register to get their voter ID cards. Let not be deceived by miscreants and mischiefs. All hands on deck. Let's break the 8 together. It is possible. Regards to Honorable Charles Champo, MP for Asamakese, and Franca Siedu Bekoy, aka Protozua. Okay. Kelly, please, I think Ghanaians are joking. They are not serious. Please, let's make sure and take our country from these criminals. All right, thank you very much for your message this morning. This one says, good morning to you, KOD and a panelist. Baumia is staging a camp drama. Is he serious of what he said about what he's comparing? He should bow his head in shame. From Amos in Asin Fosu. All right, thank you very much, Amos, for your message this morning. Good morning to you, Kwame, and greetings to you, to your dear wife on the occasion of a glorious birthday. May the good Lord continue to give her strength, wisdom, courage, and assertiveness with which she commands the airways. Sincerely, she has proved to be a chip of the old block. Blessings from above shall be her portion. Amma, enjoy your day. Alaji Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning to you, my brother. Dr. Baumia, for God's sake, should stop insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians and credit us with some little respect we deserve in this country. Under this government, hardships have moved from bad to worse, and it's a fact today. How much is the price of a gallon of petrol? What is the rate of the cedi to the dollar? What is the employment rate in this country today? And a whole lot. Truth be said, Dr. Baumia is facing serious credibility crisis. He cannot be trusted. He can fool some people sometimes, but he cannot fool the people all the time. Very, very good morning to you, KOD. The EC boss and her cooperatives are planning to bring Ghana pallbearers. She claimed to add up to 70 plus registration centers. Let her provide a list and where such centers are located. That's a very good observation. We will try and Sule from Binduri says, good morning to you and your panelists. Morning. Greetings to the people of Binduri. Tell Dr. Kuri to go home and campaign for his brother and GM as well. I'm Sule Achibugri from Binduri. Then what I say now? And the woman is going to go campaign the mobi. What I say now? Good morning to you, KOD. Please mention the number again. You are too fast in mentioning the number. We really want to join the platform. Please give us the number again for Progressive Movement for Change. I want to be a member. They say, a better will say rapture.
Yeah, what is rapture?
0243 526 996.
I'm the presidential
0243 5. I'm presidential candidate.
I'm saying, I'm the presidential candidate. I'm saying it wrong. I said,
add your number there.
So that Kwame the presidential candidate.
No. Let's bless hand. He's the coordinator. Let's see.
But the post you have given me, I don't want.
What do you want? Financier.
International lens.
Minimum is hitting harder today. Orokoto share. I like to be part of Progressive Forces. I told you. Add me. You people. No, people are tired. You see, but for this mess that has been created by the MPP, Progressive would have won the 2024 elections. I'm telling you. But we will start gradually. We will build the momentum.
We the Red Cockroach we are with you, and I know our symbol in representing all the other forces will be a Red Cockroach.
You will work at reconciling. You want to come and infiltrate and create confusion.
No. Because you know we stand for positive revolution. Not
But if Solo and Lawyer Pedanko are part of it, then it means we are majority shareholders. It means our majority.
No, have a problem with them. But it is Alan who don't know anything.
He only needs to get Alan is on the board.
You are welcome. But Alan, no way. He can be special advisor of Council of Elders. We don't have a problem. And me one of the financiers.
Charlie, somebody is saying that I should rather join his movement.
Which is
and
that?
form an alliance. Hey.
Which one is that?
I love this guy. Said Shegelege Movement Party.
There will be Kwame. What's open when you?
I swear.
What's open when you?
Hey, Eddie. Hey, got it. It's a shakelegi. Shakelegi. Hey, Sabo. No.
I've been hinted at SMP.
SMP.
Supreme Military Party. I like it. He said, join the movement, let's change Ghana together. My greetings to you all. Great job. Thank you very much for your message. He says, please join the movement, let's change Ghana together. My greetings to you all. Great job. Kwame, let's form an alliance. Together we can shake this country and move forward. I'm grateful. Thank you very much for your message. Kwame, it is sad, but I need to say this. If the NDC thinks we've won the elections already, then we are pure satirical comedians. Instead of the leadership, into bracket national, you remember you listening? Urging the youth to propagate the policies of the party and JM, okay? What they are good at doing is pictures and comical reliefs for likes and comments. I've never seen this kind of jokes before, but if we keep on this way, it will come like a rapture. Rami from Tema, and Rami, this is precisely
what we're
my point.
out this morning
Before we came on air.
Yes.
And
Not
precisely what I've been observing, and which is why it is important that Rami, you join
precisely
progressive forces.
No, he's telling you.
Oh, Doc, no, but yes,
He's telling you to correct a situation.
No, but he has seen that the situation cannot be corrected.
I didn't hear you position in your.
Do you know how businesses spring up? Businesses spring up when you identify an opportunity. Political parties spring up,
of course,
when you identify the weaknesses of other political parties. I'm telling you, progressive forces will change the fortunes of this country. And you see, you are laughing.
No, I'm not laughing.
You are laughing.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you,
Kwame, by this thing, look,
I'm excited for you. That
from after this show,
if my friend is,
at least someone is saying that he needs your number. And do you can I get the Alliance guys' number? Do they have an office in Koforidua? So at least your party is also getting some followers. So give your number, put your number on there.
My number is 0265 60 45 90. 0265 60 45 90. That's my WhatsApp line.
All right.
Oh, that's good.
Now, this one says, good morning to you, KOD. Please add my name to Progressive Forces. So, please, I couldn't grab Bless's number, so please re-mention it. I am Martin from Lakeside Estate in Accra. Martin, I'm giving you this number right away, man. Let's do this together. 0243-526-996. 0243-526-996. Lawyer Pierre Dankwa is our chief campaign strategist. If you don't know, I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. We have.
No, you don't get it. The Progressive Forces is not a partisan political movement. You can be in movement for change, no problem. You can be, but you believe that where we are now, we need to move away from the duopoly. And Alan Chemantin was part of the duopoly.
That's why I said he's still there, so he cannot leave this.
Please,
the best person to effect change is the one who was there and is now out. He understands the nuances. He understands the nuances.
He was there. They made for the mess.
No.
It will be good for Alaji.
No, because Alan has stepped up to form a government of national unity.
But Umia has not said that there's a mess.
Good morning to you, KOD. My name is Mahaman Dani from Tamale. Baumia political Aha. Yes, to join the Progressive Forces, call or WhatsApp the number there. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. Baumia Political, please, I would like to join the group KOD. Please, it's not just a group. It's a movement of progressive minds. People who think deeply about this country. Sure. You see, I always say that I'm a Ghanaian. I don't belong to any tribe or ethnic. You know, I'm a Ghanaian because I was born in Elmina, grew up in Asante Mampong. Grew up small in Achim Asafo, which is the eastern region. I've lived in the north. I've lived in Denu Volta region. Right? My dad hails from Oti region. My mom's from Elmina, Cape Coast. I school, you know. So I'm a Ghanaian, proper Ghanaian. And I've been through the processes, and I understand. I've done farming, I've done meat before, not Baumia kind of meat. I was a proper meat. I remember in Cape Coast we used to sleep in the Trotsky. You know, when they pack it like that, we sleep in it. You know, I've done carpentry work before. You know, so we've been there. You understand what I'm saying?
So that's my presidential candidate. That's right.
Yes.
Kwame.
Yes.
Kwame OWUSU DANSO.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Charlie, voters registration exercise. Yes. Let me start with Honorable.
Yes, so I'll speak from Binduri and the issues that are on the ground. The issues on the ground is because we border Burkina, and the conflict there has pushed in a lot of people, and the NPP is trying to take advantage of those people who have come in, and so we want to sound this warning. Our people are there on the ground watching with eagle eyes to ensure that the proper thing is done. If you know you are a refugee, you are not supposed to register, don't register. Otherwise, you bring conflict, you bring problem. You escalate the already existing tension in the area. And we are telling the EC that we have had information that the machines are going to be released in the night to the MPP candidate, and registration will be done in the night.
Well, how is that possible?
How is that possible? And they did it because in the last registration, we were there to witness the registration in the main center and in other areas that they sent the machines. We knew the numbers, but on the voting day, we had over 2,000 names, additional names on the register, which nobody could account for. And so when you do not take action, and it comes as a surprise on the election day, you're going to be the loser. And so we are sounding a warning that we don't want these illegalities in our register. When they came into power, they said our register was bloated. They gave all sorts of names, which was all lies. And we spent hard-earned Ghanaian money to do a new register, which turned out not to solve any problem. And this is money we don't have. And we wasted that money. And that is why the economy is in this mess. You just do things that are meaningless. That is making the poverty perpetuate in our system for no reason. We are sounding this caution. Please take note. Take note. The border areas, very porous, conflict ridden, don't escalate the conflict. And we know the numbers in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We can work out the rates of the increase in population, and for that matter, that should reflect in the register. If things go abnormally, that will not be tolerated. And we don't want any conflict situation. Our boys are there, and we are also telling those Burkinabes who have crossed the border, please, don't make an attempt. Otherwise, you are going to import the conflict into Ghana, and we don't want that. That's all what I will say about the registration. We want a good register as they claimed they wanted, so that we can have a free, transparent, and fair election.
Progressive Forces will be launched very soon. And so I want to encourage people who have vehicles that they would like to support us with. pickups and all of that, so that we can go into the yes, to go and preach the message of proper change.
I know Doc will donate one pickup.
Yeah.
Backman saying.
Yeah. Backman, let me read this message and I'll come to you.
You finance next occasion.
Very good morning to you. I am Sam from Laboni. All the people in the studio there are stomach politicians, except the doctor. Thank you. This one also says, good morning to you, Kwame. The word my friend was looking for is popobibri or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. This is Chachesco from KJB. You see, the whole of Uti region, KJB, about Twase, Okaja Krom, Biakoye, Rara, Santo Kofi, all those places, they are going to support progressive forces. Then Elmina. Elmina, yes, Commander Edina Egwafo Ebrim, they will support progressive forces. Then Nalelu Gambaga, I'll get serious support. Tamale,
watching on it.
Wow. Oh, Volta region, Western region, Elembele
to be a major.
Be there, Miss Smiley. All the people who have decided not to vote for MPP, they are going to vote for progressive forces. I'm telling you. You'll be there.
Butterfly,
Kwame. I said the majority show that day.
All right. So let me come to you, remember. Backman on there.
Kwame, on this registered, limited registration, I think what I would say is that first, Ghanaians, we need to be vigilant. I mean, this government would want to do whatever it will take. Including, even registering minors and also foreigners, just to have the numbers for the election. So one, we need to be very vigilant. We need to make sure that wherever you are, you don't allow foreigners, known foreigners, to register.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah.
Yes, because they can easily deport people. Just to have the numbers, because I mean, on the face of it, I mean, it's a government that has one leg in opposition already, so they would want to do whatever. So we just have to be vigilant. And if you are going to be the first-time voter, if you are 18, kindly register. It is important to register because your future is tied to the decision you make in the next election. So don't just sit idle. Just register. And make sure that you vote also, and you vote for change, because what we have, the future doesn't look bright until we change the system itself. I've said that the problem we have in this country, it is not just the problem of two political parties dominating. It's a problem of a system that has been hijacked, and a system that only favors friends and family of these two political parties. I mean, that has been the trend, let's be honest. And so we want a change that will result in a change of system itself and also provide quality leadership. I've said our problems, major problems, poor leadership, mismanagement and corruption. These are three major problems that have bedeviled this country. So if you're able to vote for quality leadership and also make sure that corruption is nipped in the bud or reduced to a very minimal level, and also make sure that we have proper management of the economy, it's going to be fantastic for this country. That is why I believe that all those contestants, remove all the political colors from them and look at them as individuals. Check. You can even have the time to check their profiles, get to know them, because you can only vote for somebody you know. So don't just follow the crowd. Check all of them, Mr. Mahama's profile, their lives, even before politics. Because as for politics, when people are in politics and they are in the spotlight, they would want to fake things. They would want to be what they are not, just to get the attention of people. Check their lives, even before politics, things they've done in their lives. And I'm saying that if you check all of them, you'll see that one person stands out completely. And he's been there for Africa, he's been there for United Nations, and Mr. Lanchama's record is impeccable. I mean, let's face it. I mean, you can have problems with him based on certain decisions, but I'm saying that if you want a good leader for this country, if you want somebody to manage this economy well, so far, of course, let's be honest, he's the only person who has put forward a plan for the management of this country. No, but all of them are talking about manifestos. And which country has developed on the back of a manifesto? So let's see. I mean, let's register and vote for a change. As for this government today, Kwame, whatever it will take, they must go.
What is it I want to mention?
You guys are laughing.
Oh, no, we're not laughing, Kwame.
You think it's a joke?
No, I said.
So you are taking the Ghanaian people for a joke?
No, I said this. You know why? What the fuck laugh? You said this government today, no matter what, it must go. Then we laugh.
We all laugh. That one is not but
You remember?
yes, so voters registration, yes, it starts today. It's now 268 centers. In fact, the last IPAC meeting, I was there, of course, I challenged them that look, when it comes to limited registration, try as much as possible to involve the electoral areas. Well, for us, the electoral areas are much closer to the people. But we made all our arguments. The EC said no, they will not be able to employ all the electoral areas, so they can do district offices. That is why you have these 268. And furthermore, after we made a passionate appeal, they agreed that there are some hard to find or hard to get, how do you call it, electoral areas. Those areas will be considered. So they created what they call a movement plan, where those centers, where we have allocated, or centers that which is very difficult to get to. You know, some of the constituencies, you have to even cross rivers to get to some centers. So they realized that yes, we had a point there. So they agreed with a movement plan that they are going to visit all those centers between these 21 days. Now, my worry is that if you don't help us with these electoral areas by making the centers based at the electoral area, some of the constituencies in the north, when you look at the distances, Kwame, it will shock you. Over 90 kilometers to get to the district capital. So we argued. But unfortunately, we didn't even have the support of the NDC and the NPP. They spoke one or two and they left it there. Because they know what they will do. They're going to bus. They have what it takes to bus. We are not ready to do that. So when we started the argument, I see they were supporting us. By the time we returned, they were not minding. They were minding their own business. Like, oh, it has been done before, let's leave it. Because they know what they will do. Normally, when the registration starts, they will bus people from all the electoral areas to the center. And you know, some of these 18-year-olds, when they sit in the bus with them, they start giving them this kind of fake propaganda about their own parties and other things. You see, this is where it starts from. And we are saying that our democracy is becoming too expensive. Yeah, because this one, it is the political parties that will bear the cost. So we, the ideologically based political parties who are not ready to do that, and don't even have the money to do that, what do? We lose out. Yeah. You see, so we made the argument, but we didn't succeed. Because the NDC and the NPP, when it comes to that, they are the same. So they all decided that, let's go with the EC's arrangement of using the district offices. But yes, we've told our constituency officers to visit the district offices to also monitor what is happening on the ground. And we hope generally we are going to have a very successful exercise so that election 2024 will be very credible. And Kwame, as we are saying that, yes, in this situation where we find ourselves as a country, Ghana, there must be a revolution. And the revolution is not about guns and cutlasses. And I'll quote Osagefo's quote on revolution. He said, revolutions are brought about by men who think as men of action and act as men of thought. So Kwame, we are in the same boat. And today we are sounding the warning throughout this country that without a revolution that will take out the NDC and the NPP, I can bet you Ghana will still be in the wilderness for a very long time.
Alliance for revolutionary change.
In front of you, you're not looking at removing that evil first.
Of course, we've agreed.
Yes.
They are going to remove
Yes.
So thank you very
much.
It is change and block.
He's trying to. He's trying to listen. My.
Hold on. The aggressive nature of what we have to do now.
It's a change and a block.
Is to progressively
you see, you are
come together.
Let
me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me read a few messages.
Tell us something.
If you are really, can I read this message? If you are really serious about progressive forces, then let's take it seriously because I believe that we have to do it until. I believe that change will not come until something radical has happened in this country. We shall remain where we are. Okay, until something happens. Yeah. Good morning to you, Kwame. There's no doubt that the performance of MPP has created hunger for and provided impetus for the formation of a third force and for progressive forces. Uncle Ben sent in this one. This one says, welcome, sir. I will join the progressive forces. I'm Emmanuel from Upper East Region. Good morning to you. My name is Vincent, a student of University of Education, Winneba. I would like to state emphatically that the MPP government doesn't have anything better to offer Ghanaians. They have failed us woefully with their fake promises such as 1D, 1F, etc., etc. My greetings to all colleagues of Mathematics Department. All right, thank you very much. Your message is quite lengthy. That's why I couldn't read all of that for you. KOD, the evidence of the pursuit of the Achimibwako agenda is on page 2 of the Japadia strategy document, as quoted herein. Quote, although the Ashanti group within the current MPP is gearing itself to take over the party after Nana's tenure in 2024, it would be ideal if we could work to bypass them in 2024. With hard work, we could work as to pass the mantle over to a non-account person, preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover project. Seto, again, student of political history from Accra. Wow, that's serious.
And that's what I'm saying. That
Good morning to you all. As the saying goes, when the head gets rotten, the rot spreads to every part of the body, because there is payment for favors at the highest offices. There is now payment everywhere. Can you believe that with this government, almost everything is for sale, be it recruitment into security services, posting of nurses, teachers, even financial clearance for new entrants onto the payroll are all paid for these days. Let us not forget of the scholarships, etc. This government is the worst to ever happen in Ghana. Khalil from Teshi says, the progressive forces, our anthem should be Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Okay, you made a very valid point, you know. Emancipate yourselves from NPP and NDC. This political people we see Ghanaians as monkeys because of university grades they have. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Kwame, hi, good morning to you all. Truth be told, both MPP and NDC will not take this country anywhere. And this can be affirmed by history. None has brought sustainable development to this country as before. Let's wake up from the political cycle and select a leader who has vision and true liberation of this nation at heart, irrespective of the political party. May our forefathers save this country. Please shout out to CPP. Take my number and contact me, please. Your schoolmate in CUG. Yeah. Yeah.
Honorable, don't do like this.
Any third force that will be elected will fumble in the formation of government because they will not get the right people in the right places, bro. I promise you. You will be shocked that there are some people even in the villages who are so knowledgeable and so passionate about this. Can you be surprised? But you see, we are always confused about education and the fact that people who have been to universities and have PhDs are the better managers of the country. They are not the better managers of the country. The people who can best manage the countries are the people who are able to manage their small farms.
I'm telling you.
If a farmer in Achimasaf is able to manage his farm, okay, and know when to grow, when not to grow, how to take care of the produce,
and when to borrow,
and and how much to borrow, and for what?
No, like
they are the real economists, not
like my American.
but even our mothers, you will be surprised that our mothers in the marketplaces,
they
know how to manage money and get profit. So, Masa, it's not about when
these are the people we are
when the progressive forces win this election,
you need to have an economic degree
to be able to understand the economy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's common sense. You don't have common sense. You have a budget, you have expenditure. You are spending and you don't have a budget.
All right.
You need a university degree to do that.
No, we don't. So unfortunately,
my time is up.
This APP has portrayed that degrees.
My time is up.
That's a month.
Since 92, they have shown us.
Praise Alot says, progressive movement, here we come. No libi londo balaba. Thank you very much for your message this morning. And my name is Kwame OWUSU. So a big thank you to Yidemambo Moses Amben, to Mr. Ebu Bakman, and to Honorable Dr. Robert Kugagna Blem of the NDC. My name is Kwame OWUSU. So let me send a big shout out and good morning to all progressive forces across the nation. Listen, progressive forces Ghana first. Progressive forces, no libilibi, no labalaba. Progressive forces, emancipate yourself from the NDC and the MPP. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
That's not fair.
Truly African.